Hello, my name is Mr. Nozzy and welcome to this EVE Online tutorial. In this tutorial we will be looking at beginners mining. Now for those of you who don't already know, those new people, and you're asking what is mining exactly. So essentially this process involves travelling to asteroid belts and then using mining lasers to mine ore from the asteroids themselves. So once you have mined the ore from the asteroids, you can go back to the hangar here, which you see before you, and then you can either sell them on the marketplace, or you can process them into minerals, and with those minerals you can then use them to build certain items. So basically in this tutorial we will cover the basic of mining ships and how to set them out, and also how exactly you should go about mining. Now, the most basic mining ships you can get in the game are frigates. So when you are starting out, you automatically start with the skill to be able to pilot frigates of your own race. So this is the same for Gallente, Caldari, Amar and Minotaur. Now each race has their own frigate especially suited to mining. So if we look up here in the market, go to standard industrial ships. And go to, not standard industrial ships, sorry, I take that back. If you go to frigates, and then go to standard frigates, you will see that basically to find out which ship it is, you need to check the info and see if you can spot which one has the mining bonus of 20%, because that is the one which is specific for mining. So, for example, if we go down to here, the Tormentor says 20% bonus to mining laser yield and a 5% bonus to cargo capacity. So they will all have that. Now, if I just move this box up here, I can just show you what they look like. Beautiful little mining ships. So that is the Amar ship. If we go out of Amar and we go to Caldari, we have the Bantam. And all the Caldari ships I really love. They're pretty damn cool. Look at that. And the lights on them are wicked. Yep, so that's the Caldari one. Then we have the Gallente one, which is the one I started out with, as I am Gallente, is the Navitas, which you see here before you. Very sleek looking ship. And then finally for the Minotaur, we have the Burst. There we go. So those are the very first mining ships that you will be getting if you are thinking about going to mining. And like I said, just look for the 20% bonus and the 5% bonus and you will be fine. And just so you know, the Caldari Bantam is widely considered to be the best of all races mining frigates. So if you are starting out and you are thinking about getting into mining, that would possibly be the first ship to go for, because it gives you the best storage space, etc. The Caldari also have excellent beginner industrial ships, so the mining and industrial ships go very well together, so obviously the Caldari would be the one to focus on. Now you would use the industrial ships basically to haul all your ore back from the asteroids, and I will explain about this very soon. Now to equip each ship to mine, you will need mining lasers. So let's just have a look on the market here so I can illustrate this to you. So we go to ship equipment and we go to turrets and bays and then mining lasers. So if I click on one of these, it should... Oh, no. Mining lasers, there we go. So basically there's a long list of mining lasers and it can be a bit confusing, and I don't, pretend that you want to scroll through this whole list to find out which one is best, but I will help you out with that. Now the best mining lasers are the Miner 2s, so let's scroll down and just have a quick look at these. There we go, Miner 2s. Now they are the best because they mine 60 meters cubed of ore per 60 seconds, which you can see there. So that is why they are the best. Now there are others that I think you should be purchasing because they are pretty expensive, those Miner 2s, and to use them you need the mining skill at level 4, which takes a very long time. So if we look at the skill requirements, there we go, you need mining level 4, which does take a long time, so like I said, not one to start with. There are better lower level mining lasers. and this is the CU Vapor Particle Bore Stream 1. So let's see if we can find that one for you. CU Particle Bore Stream 1. Now, these are pretty expensive still, so I would possibly move to that one a little later, just after you've started mining possibly, and that takes up 49 meters cubed per 60 seconds when you mine. Now, the less expensive options, and which in my consideration are the best to buy when you first start out, are the dual diode mining laser 1, which is this one here, or the EPS Gaussian excavation pulse, as basically they have similar mining yields and prices. So yeah, those are the ones that I would probably go for. Moving on, we will also, I will just bring this up very quickly. The next step after mining lasers are strip miners, as you can see here, and they do mine a hell of a lot more. You can see 540 meters cubed, so that's when you're moving a bit further down the line, because you will need specific ships to fit strip miners too. So I will cover that in another video, but for now you just want to be focusing on the frigates and the mining lasers. Now, just before we talk about the ways to actually mine, we need an industrial ship to be efficient in hauling our cargo from our belt back to the station. Now, I just want to let you know that it is inefficient for you to mine in your ship, store a little amount in your cargo hold, jump back with your frigate to the space station, unload, and then go back. Which is why these industrial ships are important. So the cargo space is important, as it means less time travelling and more time mining. Now, it doesn't take a beginner long to train for an industrial ship. So if I can show you, let's find some industrial ships. And if we close frigates and go to industrial ships, standard industrial ships, there are an array of different industrial ships for all. Okay, so the first way that you can go about your mining is by doing something called jet can mining. Now, this is something that I can clearly demonstrate to you at a belt, so I am just going to undock and then I will demonstrate it for you there. So I will see you guys in a second. Okay, so here we are at our lovely asteroid belt, but before we just start, I just want to say I will do another video after this one which will help you figure out which ore is best to mine and will get you the best price, so will earn you the most profit basically. So what you want to do is bring up the asteroids, if you haven't already, here in the overview. Now, if you can't see any asteroids, it may be because you need to open up the overview settings. So if you see these lines here, you left click on that and then go to open overview settings, and it gives you like a long list of basically lots of things you can select that you want to be highlighted in the overview. Now, let me just stop my ship a second. Stop my ship. Right. So what we want to do is open the asteroids here, and then you can tick which ones you want to actually appear in the overview here. So that's how you do that, first of all. Now, what you need to do now is target an asteroid. So you can do that either two ways. You can click on the asteroid here in the overview, it says Valdspar, and then click lock target like so, and then it will lock on. So let's just unlock that target. Now, the second way that you can do that is to hold down control and then click on the asteroid itself if you're close enough, if you can see it, or you can actually do it by holding down control and then clicking the asteroid in the overview as well. So that's all very simple. So if I get my miners started, and I will talk to you about how this works. Basically, to jet can mine, you jettison your ore in your cargo hold into space. So it essentially puts a floating container in space which holds 27,500 meters cubed. Now that's more than most cargo holds. So let me just demonstrate this for you now. If I stop my laser miners, you can see we have some Valdspar ore in our cargo container. If I right click that and click jettison, yes, I'm sure, you can see here that the jet can has appeared. Now, what you want to be doing is right clicking on that and clicking open cargo. So you have 2 boxes open like so. And basically you can start your miners up again. And when your cargo hold gets full, so let's just pretend it has got full or getting close to full, you quickly transfer it over before your cycles are finished, so you can constantly keep mining, which is really cool. It basically means that you can mine more ore at once. Otherwise, you'd be having to make trips back and forth with your industrial ship. With your frigate to dump all the ore back off at your base. Now, there is a downside to jet can mining. Other players can actually steal ore from your container. But if you are in a high-sec system like this, 0.8 space, then you are granted kill rights on those who steal your ore, and that has a 15-minute countdown. This does mean you can destroy the other person's ship, but not their pod that's left behind. But if you do attack their ship, they have kill rights on you, and if you're in a mining ship, it's probably not worth it, as you are probably going to get killed. So, generally, if people steal your ore, you generally let it slide, because it doesn't happen that often. The jet can also has a time limit on it, and it's just over an hour, around an hour, I think. If not sure, please just look that up. And one of the best practices that I found is to label your jet can with a timestamp, so basically just the time that you started mining at. So in our Eve window here, you can see it's 21:22, and all you have to do is right click on your can and click set name. So for example, I put in my name, Mr. Nozzy, and then I put in the time, 21:22. And now you can see that your jet can, which is in space up here in the overview, has now been timed. So you can actually keep an eye on that, so you don't have to worry about the time running out. You're always going to be able to see when you started mining. So that's all pretty cool. Now, once we have enough ore in our jet can here, we have to get our haulers out to come and pick it up before the time expires on the can. Now, I'm just going to jump back to our home station, and then I will talk to you a little bit more about the industrial ships that we will be using, so I will see you in a second. One more thing quickly before I go is that I should say, I have made this mistake quite a few times, but you should label where your jet can is. Otherwise, you will find that you don't check which belt you're in, and then you will lose it, and then it takes a long time to find it again. So what we can do is right click on the cargo container and click save location, and we can put Mr. Nozzy, well, it comes up anyway, 21:22 cargo container, and you submit that to your personal location. So click submit. Now if you right click in space anywhere, I've already got one going actually, but if you right click in space anywhere, it does come up, so you can warp basically straight to your can. Otherwise, if there were pirates in the belt who were trying to steal your stuff or trying to destroy you, and you warped in, you'd be right on top of your can. You can take the stuff out and then warp straight back out again. Otherwise, you would be jumping into a belt quite away from your can, and you would have to make quite a distance there, which takes time, and you will probably die in the process. So just another little tip there. Right, now I will see you back at the station. Okay, so now we are back in station. I can talk to you a little bit more about the industrial ships that you will be using to go and pick up your ore from your jet cans. Now, when you get your industrial ships, you basically will want to increase your capacity by quite a bit to maximize your industrial ship's cargo hold. Now, you can do this by using things called expanded cargo holds, and these are fitted into your ship's low slots, which are these ones here. You can actually see I've got some expanded cargo holds in there now. So if I just click on information, and we will show you now. Close that off. And drag that one over. Now the expanded cargo holds aren't rigs. So basically what rigs are items that you can fit onto your ship, which permanently increase a stat. But if you take that item out, that item gets destroyed, so you have to buy a brand new one. That's why we say it's permanent. Now, in terms of the expanded cargo holds, there are various types on the market, but expanded cargo hold 2s are the best. Now, you can see here that they increase your cargo capacity bonus by 27.5%. Now, that's why they're best, but they are pricey, But in the long run, are definitely worth it because it means shorter hauling times to pick up all of your ore, which is a very good thing because it means more time mining, like I said before. Just before I talk about the industrial ships, I just want to mention one point. Make sure to train up your race's required industrial skill. Now, you get a 5% bonus to increase the cargo capacity and the maximum velocity per level, so it is crucial that you do that. So the second way to mine is to use giant secure containers. Now, these store 3,900 meters cubed, and you can anchor them in space, and you can set passwords to them, which just adds that little bit of extra security. Now, something else that you can do, which can increase the size of your industrial ship's cargo hold, and this is a pretty sneaky way, is to add your giant secure container into your industrial ship's cargo hold. Now, there's a reason for this. Like I said before, the giant secure container stores 3,900 meters cubed, but only takes up 3,000 meters cubes in a ship's cargo hold. So essentially you're gaining 900 meters cubed of space by having it in there, which is an excellent thing, trust me. As you can see here, this is a giant secure container, and if I just click show info, you can see capacity 3,900 meters cubed, volume only 3,000. I don't know why that is so. I don't know whether they've done it so you can use it for that reason or whether they've just messed it up. But anyway, it's an interesting thing to do. Now, you may be asking, which industrial ship should I be using? And I just want to tell you before starting, the Iteron Mark V, which I will show you in the marketplace here. Iteron Mark V. That one. So the Iteron Mark V is the best industrial ship you can get out of all the races. It has the most space, so 6,000 meters cubed, and that's without adding expanding cargo holds or anything to your rig slots. However, it does cost a lot of money. As you can see, it's 5 million ISK here, and it does take a long time to train up, so this isn't something that you should be looking to get to start with. You can see it here. So that's not something you should be looking to get to start with, which is sad, as I think it's a pretty cool ship. Now, the following industrial ships only need level 1 of each of their respective races' skill books. So I'm just going to find that for you now. Scroll down and go to, yeah. Now, the following, like I said, only need level 1 of industrial. Now, this is the Amar Sigil. This ship here, this lovely looking ship, the Slug, as I like to call it. Or you can use the Amar Bestower, the other Slug, which you can see, or the Caldari Badger. Obviously, if you've trained up in Caldari, this is what you might be using. Or for the Galente, the Iteron, which I showed you a second ago. This one, this is the first level. And finally, the Minmatar Wreath. This ship here. Now, of these, the Caldari Badger is the best industrial ship to start off with. It has the biggest cargo hold of 4,800 meters cubed and 4 low slots and 3 rig slots. So it's got the most potential for improvement for the reasons that I've just been through. Now, this is the best. This is the best industrial ship up to training level 3. Now, once you hit level 3 of the Bestower, another ship can surpass it at level 4, and this is the Minmatar Mammoth. So let's see, this bad boy right here. Now, this can hold 5,625 meters cubed, but like I was saying, if you eventually want to get the best out of all of the ships, it's definitely the Iteron Mark V that you want to be heading for in the end. Now, if the money doesn't allow it, this isn't the only route you can do, so this is just a suggestion, but it can be very effective. And I did just want to give you one final tip when mining. Now, I'm just going to jump back up to a belt so I can demonstrate what I will be talking about, as it can be crucial when ships attack you or if they jump into a belt that you do this so that you can get away very quickly and this could save your life. So I will see you again back out at the belt. And here we are back out at the belt. Now, I just want to say that imagine you are mining away and you are facing the asteroid that you are mining. Imagine a pirate jumps in and he comes to attack you. You need to get out of there as quick as possible. Now, it's going to take longer for you to right click and then warp to your home station. Now, what you want to do before you start mining is right click and then find your station and click align to station. Now this way the ship is automatically going to align to our station. Now you need to click stop once it's aligned, because otherwise it's just going to carry on driving. So you click stop my ship and it's aligned, ready to go whilst you're mining. So if someone were to jump in, you can jump straight out. You will automatically start building up your warp as you're already facing the station. As otherwise you'd have to maneuver around, face your station, then build up your warp. You're going to get away a lot quicker this way. So just remember to do that and you will get away a-okay. Okay, so that is essentially the beginner's guide to mining. If you have any other questions, please write in the comments below and I will answer them straight away. And yeah, I hope to see you guys out in space soon doing some mining ops. See you guys later.